Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it all starts the first of 6 on this Super Wild Card weekend, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs and Texans. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the first of 6 games here on Super Wild Card weekend, and we are underway on EA Sports. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round 1. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, as you can see, they're not operating at full health today, partner. That's been a big story the last couple of weeks. But the bottom line, their record is solid, and you know that this is still a very dangerous team, even with those guys missing.
What they have shown us throughout this season is that this team has stayed focused, and some injuries, they're just not going to derail the momentum they built up all season long. They continue to go out there and play and give their best performances. And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
It'll be a 48-yard punt, 5 there on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 26-yard line. Up the middle they go. It's Morgan. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
From the 23, here's a 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Quick slant to Brown. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. In motion, the tight end. They'll run. It's Brashard Smith. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes.
He'll try and do this himself.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's an early scrambler that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Butker's kick here is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Stroud to throw it. This goes out wide from Mixon. Here's a 2nd and 8. Here's Stroud. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
Now Stroud. That one complete. It's tanked down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Mixon with a 1st down carry.
Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
That felt like a trap because it was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. And now here comes Kansas City. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Mahomes now to throw. A throw right side taken in by the tight end Gray. 3rd and 4. Here's Mahomes to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on 3rd downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. The Texans back out there and ready to go. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, Everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Again, it's Mixon. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Stroud.
They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Ezekiel Elliott, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Texans are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Well, they weren't messing around. 1st and goal, they don't do anything fancy. They just go to the fullback right away.
I like how you phrase that because oftentimes they come back to the fullback when it's late in the down and distance count, right? In this case, first down, let's go get it right now.
And he got it, 6 points on the board. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. On play action, it's Mahomes. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter. As they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now a give right side. It's Morgan. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. This now a 3rd and 4. Mahomes going to throw. He'll get this complete to Worthy. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Mahomes gets it out quickly, and it's complete out wide. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They'll run on first down. Morgan. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
14 more yards. And the Kansas City Chiefs first down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Touchdown! Xavier Worthy from 4 yards out. And the Chiefs have retaken the lead.
Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit. Found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Oh, he shifts past him. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Houston set to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Inside handoff to Mixon.
Yeah, he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks, giving the yard up to the 42.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Back to Mixon on second down.
Fighting him off. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47.
Stroud sets up the play action.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
Mixing up the middle. And he'll go down at the 28. 9 yards the pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Again, it's Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. Stroud looking to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 14. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Play action. Stroud now.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Takedown
from 19 yards away.
And the Texans have moved out in front.
That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
Tucker now to add the point after. And that makes it 14-10. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Set to take over, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Here is 3rd down and 4. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Texans will take over.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here,
this is caught inside the 15. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Nico Collins. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch. Take it to the house.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. His throw incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll set up a throw. Over the middle to Smith. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Mahomes to throw once more. That is caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Marquise Brown, 53 yards.
And the Chiefs get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it's now 21-17. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards.
And it's Hollywood Marquise Brown who finishes it off with the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Stroud off the play fake.
He finds his man complete. That's Soto. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And Stroud now to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 35. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Throwing now is Stroud. He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. This one from 48 yards away. Tucker's kick is good. And they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So halftime straight ahead. It is time to join our good friend Scott Hansen. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the 2nd half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. And again, it's Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On third down, it's Morgan. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. They'll try and run for it. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. To throw, it's Mahomes. Now he's going to step up and run. And Mahomes picking up the first as he slides and hits the deck. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On first down, it's Morgan. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Okay, so take the nice run off the board and a legal block in the back, and they'll be forced to try it again. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. This is 2nd and 8. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Mahomes now to throw. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from evening this one up. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that will tie us at 24. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective, because
and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11. 102 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round. And a guy that can change the game, shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
Well, they'll go play action here with Stroud. And it's caught. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now 1 yard to go on third down. A handoff to Mixon. And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Well, hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Here's a 2nd and 5. Now a handoff up the middle. Morgan. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Here's Mahomes to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Bottom line is that he is just something else as a runner because there are not many QBs in this league who can rip off a game that big, and he did it with the defense giving him a little extra attention after he hit him on a run earlier this series.
And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 3.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Now he's going to... And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Henry To'o there to bring him down defensively. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Mahomes going to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So on 4th down, Mahomes off. Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Butker's kick here is good. And that's going to tie the ball game at 27-all.
So give them 3 on that drive. You know, normally you'd say we'll take it, but the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
And here comes the Texans now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And this will be a Texans 1st down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Stroud to throw it. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Stroud. He'll try and do this himself.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory.
120 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
2nd and 4.
Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards. First down.
It's a gain of 21 yards. That's another Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Here's a give to Mixon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
Oh, look at the juke. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. 24 yards.
And the Texans have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. So still time remaining here in this 4th quarter, but the touchdown there puts them back out in front.
And you and I both know that their defense will not very subtly remind everyone that they started all of this because they held firm on the last drive and only gave up a field goal. Gave it back to the offense in a tied game and said, okay, your turn now, make something happen. And they went down the field and scored.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at about the 32. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Throwing now is Mahomes.
Out route, and it's complete to Brown.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And this a very important drive leading to the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Gibson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Stroud will run the option left.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Stroud working out of the gun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Texans, first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now Joe Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. 62 yards.
And the Texans use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. Well, he didn't find the end zone a whole lot in his rookie campaign, but he's got himself a touchdown here in the playoffs.
And it shows off his big playability, too, because we saw this quite a bit in college, and it certainly continued here at the next level. Another explosive play for a guy who's made them all season long.
Tucker with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. He's got Brown on the out route complete. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Smith catches left side. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Kansas City Chiefs, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw, it's Mahomes. He finds his man, complete. That's Morgan. And they'll get this down to the 10.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Now it's Mahomes again. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Looking to throw is Mahomes. This is caught.
A big play here as the crowd noise rises. 3rd and 1.
Mahomes now to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. from a yard out. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Oh, good move. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And the Texans set to come onto the field.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
And Stroud now to throw.
Going up top. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Just because you've got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down by 7. A minute 50 to play. This is where your playoff medal is tested. On the road, needing a touchdown to stay alive as they've got it 1st and 10.
Here's Mahomes.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Mahomes.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now Mahomes got to have this one. Looking for Gray, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Mahomes will throw.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Now 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Texans' 44-yard line.
Mahomes to throw it.
Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
Now 2nd down and a few inches.
10 more yards. Complete to number 1.
So there's the spike as it comes with 23 seconds to go.
Well, this crowd trying to force a false start here. 3rd and inches.
This might be a 1st down.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Mahomes.
And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Butker on for the PAT. And we may very well be headed to overtime.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Both these teams fighting for their playoff lives, all tied fourth quarter as the kick is away here.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Texans offense set to regain possession. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Plenty of chills and thrills in this one, and more to come here as overtime will decide who moves on to the divisional round. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, CD, certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it. After the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now the game reaches OT. Every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end.
Stroud is hit, and the ball is loose.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
Oh, good footwork on the spin. The 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
And the momentum just continuing to build and build for them. They had the touchdown, their last drive to tie the game. Now their defense does its job, and Charles, all of a sudden, they've got a chance to capture the lead here.
And we're seeing a really nice exhibition of what coaches love to call complementary football. Offense gets a tie, defense does its job, gets the ball right back, and their teammates now have momentum. What a nice job they're doing, all doing it together. Just straight money right there. The biggest drive of the game, a chance to win it in overtime, If they've been saving that play, they sure pulled it out at the right time. A huge turn of events there.
Mahomes will do it himself.
And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Give that sack to Harrison Phillips, the big man.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Mahomes going to throw.
Throws the out route and completes it to Samuel.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Everything right now resting on the right foot of Harrison Butker. And the kick is good. He got it. And it's official now. They're going to the playoffs. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
And a disappointing way to close out the season. You got into the playoffs but couldn't really make any noise.
Still a good season. Some might call it a great season when they get away from it a little bit, but they also will all look at their own errors, their own mistakes, and wonder how they could have played a little bit better. So if they get in this position again, they'll be ready to win.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long from Houston.